What's up, y'all? Back at it again. We are here with the final build breakdown with Pops' 240Z. Now, if you've been following us for the probably past year and a half, almost 2 years, we've been putting this car together, and finally I get to give you guys the full details on this. So we're gonna start back to shit, was like 1980 something. Pops always had 240s, 260s as long as I was growing up. So this is a car that I learned to drive stick in, not this one exactly, but learned to drive stick in a Z, and then also a car that I was always around, a car that pretty much brought me into the car game by helping him work on it on the weekends, shit, at night, whatever. He was always wrenching on his own. When I hit, 16, got my license, he kept telling me that he was afraid I was gonna steal it, like in the middle of the night, take it, race, kill myself, some shit like that. So long story short, he sold it before I could even drive it. So told him once business got right, I paid him homage, I owed him one, right? And I had to build it to the level that I wanted to though. So what you see here is that exactly 1972 Datsun 240Z. And this one by far has been touched from top to bottom, front to back. Every detail was done, and it was done to the T. Let's get in. Josh will insert some pictures of the car, how it originally looked. It was a lime green stock vehicle, running, all was good. Had a little bit of cancer areas when we got it, but nothing too aggressive. But we found that when we started tearing the car down, it was the complete opposite. The car had pretty bad rust areas from the original battery tray, which is known for these frame rails on the passenger side, and floor pans. So once we broke the car down, we knew we had to do some rust repair to it. So at that point, we knew we weren't gonna keep it stock, all right? So Skillet Automotive blessed us with some great contacts for some sheet metal work, which was a company called Cap Metal Works, made frame rails. So we put this car on a rotisserie, did the frame rails, hit up Ulterior Motive for the custom flares. Now these are a 2-inch and a 3-inch steel flare that was welded onto this to give the vehicle that wider look, and then obviously the stance, how we have it, perfection. Want to give a shout out to Silvermine Motoring for their lower control arms, strut rod, and full coilover setup we're running on the front and rear. For the rear subframe, got to give a shout out to Apex Engineering, who helped us get this thing dialed in with their new subframe, Ford 8.8 rear end with LSD and custom axles. So basically the concern with this was, I mean, we're not building a little street car or a little show car. This is a driver. So whether he wanted to take it to the track, drive it daily, the original rear end of the 240 wasn't gonna be able to handle the power and how we were really gonna drive it. So Apex kind of guided us in what we needed to do and got us set up, and the rear end that's on this thing handles phenomenal, phenomenal. Now, on the rest of the exterior, as you can see, now with the car painted, we stripped this thing down to bare metal, top to bottom. Little custom accents we did was we Frenched the bumpers in, got rid of the bolts because it was a 3-piece bumper in the rear, got rid of the bumper guards up front. So we added touches to the whole vehicle to kind of make it our own style. All the chrome accents were now painted satin black. So bumpers, window trim, door handles, front bumper, rear taillight package tray. The flares with the paint on them. What I love about it is it's not aggressive enough to draws your eye right away, but it is aggressive enough for you to know that something was done to it. For the exhaust systems, from the cap back, we built our own custom exhaust, running a Corsa resonator and a vibrant muffler with a 5-inch stainless steel tip out the back, full stainless steel exhaust system. We have a approximately 12-gallon fuel cell that we made, as you can see underneath. Got rid of the factory fuel tank, come to the engine bay. The original inline 6 is nowhere to be found in this. We specialize in LS's, and this is what you see here. A 2001 5.7 LS1, made it with a T56 transmission. The engine bay is done over, everything is smooth. Rivets, holes, anything that was not needed is gone. Engine bay is completely painted and color matched as well. Underneath is the exact same. We color matched the whole belly of the car in a textured rhino line, and it's actually the exact same color as the vehicle as well. Motor, same details. Intake manifold, valve covers, block is all color matched as well. We went with a brown or bronze accent to kind of pop with the British racing green, is what you want to call it, but it's actually a Mustang Bullet racing green that we actually added a custom flake to. It's dark right now, so you can't really see it, but when the sun hits, it's got a crazy gold yellow flake to it. So that's one of the things that you can see when the sun hits. I will keep moving. Give a shout out to CX Racing for the long tube headers, the mid-pipe, motor mounts and transmission. I was able to get this setup bolted in. We kind of did our final touches over it and built a catback exhaust system, built a custom intake, strut bar up front, champion radiators for the radiators, dual spall fans, car's running a full Holley serpentine system, AC from Vintage Air. So when I say the car has everything that a newer car would have, it's exactly that. Willwood disc brakes, 6 piston up front, 4 piston in the rear, and we're running an electric e-brake on the rear as well. So all the modern necessities that you would need in a 72 to make it daily drivable, this car fully has. Okay, all right, now with the exterior talked about, drivetrain, exhaust, suspension, now we're on the interior. We wanted to keep as much of the interior, the original style, without taking away from the 240 thing, because obviously anybody with the 240, 260, 280, the fanatics, enthusiasts. So with the dash, we kept the original dash, just rewrapped it, threw autometer gauges in it, Vintage Air unit, stereo system, new steering wheel, electric assisted steering. And for the interior, I got to give a shout out to all the crew that was involved in it. Eric at Allen Ed's for the full stereo system, Big Joe at California Upholstery for the complete one-off interior, which is phenomenal, and then Skillet Automotive for a bunch of miscellaneous parts that we have. With all that together, honest to God, I feel like this is probably one of the hardest Z's out there. We debuted this at the LA Auto Show and got nothing but love and an extreme good amount of feedback on every part that we touched. So, like I'd like to say, hands down, this SS240Z out the park, all right? All right, and lastly, to kind of finalize the full exterior is the period correct roto wheels. Those are 17 by 9.5 on all 4 corners, and we're rocking the Kumo tires on this. It is a grippy setup. Okay. It's a grippy setup, and it definitely helps with this car putting it down, all right? Besides that, God, you just gotta enjoy this thing. We got so much good footage, so many angles. Enjoy. Pops 240Z. I'm out.